Okay, so good evening everyone. Tonight, let us venture ourselves as we discuss our past lesson, which is the assessment and learning. With, with its course code ED 216 and its course description. The course focuses on the development and utilization of assessment tools to improve the teaching learning process. It emphasizes the use of testing for measuring knowledge, comprehension, and other thinking skills. It allows the students to go through standard steps in test construction for quality assessment. So before we'll go beyond or before we'll go on my quiz, let's have first Richard Abellana to share his own thoughts about assessment.
Okay, so good evening, everyone. So, in education, the term assessment refers to the wide variety of methods or tools that educators use to evaluate, measure, and document the academic readiness, learning progress, skill acquisition, or educational needs of students. While assessments are often equated with traditional tests, especially the standardized tests developed by testing companies and administered to large population of students. So therefore, assessment is used in order to test the level of performance and the progress of the students in classroom setup. Okay, go.
Okay, so thank you so much, Mr. Abellana. Now, so then how about Miss Stephen? Can you please tell us how important assessment in learnings? Okay, so thank you so much, Miss Stephen. Now, let us lend our ears as we tackle this topic. Assessment refers to the wide variety of methods or tools that educators use to evaluate, measure, and document that academic readiness, learning progress, skill acquisition, or educational needs of students. Assessments are crucial because we need to know what problems our learners are having and what needs to be improved for them. Well, I believe in assessment and consider it to be one of the most important aspects of teaching. For me, this is where grades come into play. Grades are only used to determine a student's knowledge of a subject. Grade should not be the sole indicator of a student's comprehension of the material delivered to them. The things kid learns along the road are what really count and they can't always assess. Now, let's proceed to my game, which is the quiz B. So ako na lang balikon ang unsay paagi nako ani nga games ha. So I will call somebody nga mo read, then ang mo read maoy manawag kung kinsa ang iyahang pansiron. So if ang ni-answer kay correct, automatic silang duha makakuha og 15 points. 15 points. And if ever kay sayo pihang answer, automatic silang duha kay makuha og 10 points. Okay ra? Nasabtan ra kong kuan. Then, Okay, thank you. Now let's proceed to the question number 1.
Gusto mo magbasa?
Okay, so who wants to read? So this is the easy round with, with allotted time,
5
5
minutes.
seconds. Kinsa to'y first nga ning kuaning race? Ah, sige. So can we have Tita Rene please co-read sa question number 1?
I-choose sabi sa iyang
I,
answer.
wait, Tita Renz. So before the mo read, please go choose daan kung kinsa imong pansero. Oh, okay, thank you. So naraman si Isa, no? Okay. Sige, please ko read. So let's find out if your answer is correct. Okay, so you got it right. So automatic kamong duha kay makuha mo og 15 points. Alam din na briefing ay nalahos sa next answer. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Rene and Miss Isa Perloya. So the answer is knowledge. So in order to know how much students have learned, it is not enough to assess their knowledge and skills. So at the end of this course or program, we also need to find out what they know coming in so that we can identify more specifically the knowledge and skills they have gained during this program. Now let us find out why these three choices is not the answer. Let us discuss first the word synthesis. So it refers to the opposite of analysis and entails putting together the components. In short, it is putting the parts together to create new meaning. So it occurs when learners go beyond what they have learned, understood, applied, and analyzed to create a product or develop a new method. Then the next option, which is the comprehension, it is wrong because comprehension refers to the same concepts as understanding. It involves asking a child to read a passage of text that is leveled appropriately for the child's age or grade, and then asking explicit, detailed questions about the content of the text. And the last, we have the evaluation. It is also wrong because it refers to the valuing and judgment. Teacher uses this information to judge the relationship between what was intended by the instruction and what was learned. They evaluate the information gathered to determine what students know and understand, how far they have progressed, and how fast their scores and progress compare to those other students. Now let's proceed to the question. Question number 2. So who wants to answer? Who wants to read first?
Record ka? Ikaw na record.
Ay, please lang kog kuan kining kuan sa ngan kay di man makita ang kuan diri de. Ang mopatasa ka mo. Kinsa to? Ay, okay, Jane. Then choose kinsa imong pansir. Okay, thank you.
Kuha na ko sa pag-record. Okay.
Kanang by the way, ang time na diri kay 5 man to akong gihatag no. So, automatic inig 5 diri kay mo stop na, dili na siya pwede ma-answer. Kay di mo siya ma-edit. Oo. Okay, please ko read Jane.
Sino answer?
Jane. Time's up. Time's up. So what's your answer, Miss Jaime? Sabak sa iro. Analysis. So let's find out if your answer is correct. Okay, so you got it right. So automatic, you and Jane got 15 points. So it is analysis. The key factors in achieving real value from all of your work is to make the most out of information you have collected by using effective analysis and interpretation practices. Now let's figure out why the other choices is not the answer. Okay, so I will not explain na lang the other choices kay I already explained it ganina. So application is wrong because it refers to the transfer of knowledge from one field of studying to another or from one concept and the same discipline. So if unsay na-learn nila nga information, they will apply it in the real world. So that is application. So moving on to the question number 3. So who wants to read? Okay, Miss Hara.
Si partner niya.
Sa basad sa iro, uy. Okay, so kinsa imuha pick someone nga imuhang panseron. Naara si Leia? Okay, thank you. So, here's the question number 3. Your time starts now. Time's up. What's your answer? Miss letter C? Okay, so let's find out if you got the correct answer. Okay, you got it right. So, you and Miss Hara got 15 points. So, the answer is letter C, the skills. Why? So, it is an individual's ability to perform. Based on the question, Miss Ortega tasked her students to show how to play basketball, which is showing a skill to show their capabilities. The student asked to show or demonstrate that they know in relation to a specific topic, subject, or issue. Now, let's look at why the other choices is not the correct answer. Knowledge. It is wrong because it refers to the acquisition of facts, concepts, and theories. So layo ra siya to become an answer sa gipabuhat ni Miss Ortega sa iyang student. Same as same as reasoning. Because reasoning designed to measure your ability or aptitude to reason logically. They are non-verbal assessments which specifically test your ability to analyze through logical and abstract reasoning, extracting rules and structures to help you find the answers among a list of options. And the last choices we have the product. It is wrong because it is a tangible creation by a student that could take the form of a poster, drawing, and invention. It focuses on evaluating the result or outcomes of a process. Now let's move on to the average round. So with a time allotment 7 seconds. So before I will show the next question, who wants to read? So this kaning round di ay kay usara ka question. Kinsa tayo nagkauna og kuan pataas? Murag si Jeff.
Jeff.
Okay, so let's have Jeffrey the choice and please choose someone to answer.
Wala pa.
Wala pa si Richard.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Okay, so here's your question. Please go read, Mr. Jeff. Timer time starts now.
So my answer is letter C.
Time's up. So what's your answer, Mr. Abeliana?
Again, my answer is letter C.
Okay, letter C is. Now let's find out if your answer is correct. Okay, so the correct answer is portfolio. So Mr. Richard and Mr. Dichas got the correct answer. So you got 15 points. Portfolio refers Portfolio it is a collection of students' efforts, progress, and achievements in various areas of the curriculum. Now let's find out why those three choices is not the correct answer. First option we have the diary. It is wrong because it is a completed as bouts of physical activity occur or at regular time interval throughout the day. Is it wrong? Because it is a tool for assessing and developing one's own learning. It helps you describe your own experience, which supports your personal growth and helps identify weaknesses and strengths related to learning. So the second option, we have the anecdotal record. are written records to keep up with a child's progress in a particular area. Anecdotal, anecdotal records are systematically keep notes of specific observations of individual students' behaviors, skills, and attitudes in the classroom, and it relates to the outcomes in the program of studies. And the last, we have the observation report. It is a piece of document that contains comprehensive information about the child. It also provides to the instructors with a summary of teaching practices observed by a teaching consultant during multiple class sessions and feedback to be used to improve teaching and learning. Now let's move on to difficult round. So this time, 10 seconds na iyahang time allotment. So before I will show the next question, who wants to read first? Okay, so ang unang naka-raise kay si April. Then April, no. Ay, wait. Naka-answer na ka April, no? Ay, tagaan lang sa natong chance ang wala pa ha. So kinsay wala.
Sige na naman.
Ay, okay ra to April as long as kining naka-answer ka din. Kuan man ka kaning sakto man sa imong answer. So kinsa pay wala nakabasa o wala pa naka-answer? Si Stefan. So let's have Stefan first. So ikay mo read, Steph. Okay. So kinsa imong paansiron? Sa ba sa iro diri.
Mami Rene?
Mana si Tita Renz? Okay, Sir Ritzel. Na Sir Ritzel, no? Okay, for the fifth question, I want you to read Miss Stefan, and to answer, let's have Ritzel Tagpuno. So here's your question. Saliw ko sa charger bands. Your time starts now.
Ito sa nasa.
Time's up. So your answer, Miss Tagpuno, is letter D, which is the equity principle. Now let's find out if your answer is correct. Okay, so you got it right. So you and Miss Stefan got 15 points. So it is the equity principle because it requires that students be prepared for more challenging assessments. Now let's find out why those three choices is not the answer. So let's first the content principle. Distort mathematical reality by presenting mathematics as a set of isolated, disconnected fragments, facts, and procedures. The goal ought to be assessment tasks that elicit students' work in the meaning, process, and uses mathematics. The second choices, we have the principle. It is a process by which assessment information is used by teachers to adjust their teaching strategies and by students to adjust their learning strategies. It is also known as laws of learning, are readiness, exercise, effect, primacy, recency, intensity, and freedom. And last, we have the product principle. It's not the correct answer also because it review your existing operation as well as your needs and goals in order to streamline your product mix. So it is a tangible creation by a student that could take the form of a poster, drawing, and invention. Now, moving on to the next number. Who wants to read? Okay, so let's have Jasmine, Jasmine to read the next question, rather. Ay, nasa Jasmine? Akin sa lalay mo basa? Okay, so can we have Cabardo and please choose someone to answer. Daphne, kuan. Wala pa. Oh, sige, darad. Question number 6. Okay, so please read Miss Cabardo. Your time starts now. Your time starts now. Time's up. So what's your answer, Miss Daphne? Holistic? Pardon, Miss Daph? Letter C, holistic. Okay, thank you, Miss Daph. Now let's find out if your answer is correct. Okay, you got the correct answer. So you and Miss Anna Rose got 15 points. Holistic is a comprehensive approach to teaching where educator seeks to address the emotional, social, ethical, and academic needs of students in an integrated learning format. Serving the whole child means providing opportunities that are personalized to a child's skills and feelings. Now let's find out why analytic is the wrong answer. Analytic, it involves assessing different aspects of students' performance such as mechanics, grammar, style, organization, and voice and student writing. For example, track your students' progress and give more, better, and targeted feedback, and monitor student activity in your courses, online discussions, forums. One of the most significant benefits of Analytic is that they can provide insight into not only how a learner is performing today, but also about his or her future performance throughout the duration of a learning course. So moving forward to the number 7, please read Jasmine. Please read Jasmine and choose someone to answer the question number 7. Excuse me. Okay, so here's the question number 7. Fasay. Your time starts now. Nasi ma-refer? Letter C. Letter C. Okay, so let's find out if your answer is correct. Okay, so you got it right. And since you got the correct answer, you and Miss Jasmine got 15 points. Teachability is not about competence and mental capacity as it is about attitude. It is the desire to listen, learn, and apply. It is the hunger to discover and grow. It is the willingness to learn, unlearn, and relearn. Now let's find out why those three choices is not the correct answer. So let's talk first the generalizability. It is the extent to which the findings of a study can be applicable to other settings. It is the ability to use skills that a student has learned in new and different environments. Second option, we have the fairness. It is wrong because it refers to the consideration of learners' needs and characteristics and any reasonable statements that need to be applied to take account of them. Fairness means that an assessment should allow for students of both gender and all backgrounds to do equally well. All students should have equal opportunity to demonstrate the skills and knowledge being assessed. And for the last option, we have the multiple facet. It is wrong because measures are the use of more than one assessment measure to assess a student's ability. It also focuses attention on curricular strengths and weaknesses rather than being concerned solely with the performance of individual students. Now moving on to the question number 8. So let's have Vilya Campa to read the question number 8. Nasa Vilya Campa? Okay, so let's have kuan na lang. Marifer Canoy to read and choose someone to answer. So if naay mo balik answer, I will give 5 points. I will add 5 points na lang sa makabalik og answer. Nakakuha naman tanan ganihan no, naka-answer na. Okay. So if kinsay makabalik na lang og answer, I will add 5 points. So please co-read Miss Canoy and choose someone to answer question number 8. Okay, so Stephen Pakanya ang answer. Your time starts now. Time's up. So your answer is letter C, which is so letter C. Now let's find out if your answer is correct. Okay, so you got the correct answer. So I will add 5 points to Stefan and another 5 points to Miss Canoy. So portfolio assessment is a collection of students' work that can exhibit a student's efforts, progress, and achievements in various areas of the curriculum. It can be an examination of student selected samples of work experiences and documents related to outcomes being assessed, and it can address and support progress toward achieving academic goals, including students' efficacy. Now let's find out why those three options is not the correct answer. So we have the first letter, which is the I, I, oh, ano ito? Project portfolio is not the correct answer because it refers to a grouping of projects and programs. It can also include other project related activities and responsibilities. It can be a physical collection of students' work that includes materials such as written assignments, journal entries, completed tests, artwork, lab reports, physical projects, and other material evidence of learning progress and academic accomplishments. Second option, the outcome based. It is wrong because it is a process that involves the restructuring of curriculum, assessment, and reporting practices in education to reflect the achievement of high or order learning mastery rather than the accumulation of course credits. So it is the deliberate collection of evidence of a student's learning based outcomes. And the last option, we have the showcase portfolio. It contains products that show how skilled someone is at a certain point. So it is a design to display a learner's best quality of work. This might be to highlight student success or to showcase a variety of accomplishments a student has achieved over a period of time. In showcasing a student's work, this portfolio allows them to describe and tell their own story. And for number 9, I want you to read Miss 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 April, Miss Isa. I want you to read Miss Isa Perliao, and she is someone to answer the question number 9. You lost your letter C as okay. Nakita or to ganina? Kinsa to nag-answer? Okay, so letter C is, let's find out if your answer is correct. Nice signal man team. Okay, so you got it right. Your answer is correct. So, you I will add 5 points to Teacher Rene and to kisa to nag Isa Pearl. Evaluating is the answer because it involves collecting evidence from various stakeholders for the purpose of improving the effectiveness of the teaching learning process. A successful evaluation generates outcomes that are valid, reliable, and indicate directions and action for development. Now let's find out why those other choices is not the correct answer. So let's talk first the testing. Refers to a tool, technique, or method that is intended to measure students' knowledge or their ability to complete a particular task. It is one form of assessment and refers to procedures used to measure a learner's learning at a specific point in time and often involves collecting information in numerical form. Common forms of tests are multiple choice questions and gap fill or cloze test. And second, measuring is not the correct answer because it refers to the set of procedures and the principles for how to use the procedures in educational tests and assessment. It simply means that determining the attributes or dimensions of an object, skill, or knowledge. And for the last choice, we have the assessing. It is the action or instance of making a judgment about something. It is the act of assessing something. So it is the systematic basis for making inference about the learning and development of students. It is the process of defining, selecting, designing, collecting, analyzing, interpreting, and using information to increase students' learning and development. So moving on to the number 10. I want you to read Ms. Jane Kamingawan and choose someone to answer.
I choose Abeliana.
Okay, so let's have Ablayana to answer question number 10 and Jane Kamingawan to read question number 10 also.
At the beginning of the school year, the 6-year-old physical skill tested to find out who among them had already read. The result was used to determine their sections. What kind of test was given to them? Diagnostic, formative, placement, summative.
Your time starts.
Okay, so my answer is letter C.
Letter C. Time's up. So your answer, Mr. Aboyana, is letter C. Now let's find out if your answer is correct. Okay, so you got it right. So you and Miss Jane got 5 points. So it is placement. Placement are used to place students into a course level, or academic program. For example, an assessment may be used to determine whether a student is ready to Algebra 1 or a higher level algebra course such as an honors level course. Now let's talk now let's talk the three choices why they are not the correct answer. Let's talk first the diagnostic. It is wrong because it is a form of assessment where teachers can evaluate students' strengths, weaknesses, knowledge, and skills before their instruction. Our diagnostic are sets of written questions, like multiple choice or short answer, that assess a learner's current knowledge, base, or current views in a topic, issue to be studied in the course. And for the second choices, formative is wrong because it is collaborative as it measures the student's progress and the effectiveness of the teaching method. It refers to a wide variety of methods that teachers use to conduct and process evaluation of students' comprehension learning needs and academic progress during a lesson, unit, or course. And for the last option, summative is a wrong answer because it judges a student's level of learning and academic process at the end of the year or term of learning. Summative are used to evaluate student learning, skill acquisition, and academic achievements at the conclusion of a defined instructional period, typically at the end of a project unit course, semester, program, or school year. And now for now let's proceed to the number 11. Let's have Miss April to read, and please choose someone to answer the question number 11. Excuse me. Kinsa mapansayon, friend? Suba sa mga iro diri. Daphne? Okay, so let's have Miss Jaime to read question number 11 and Miss Daph to answer question number 11 also. So here's your question. Please read. Excuse me. Your time start now, Miss Daph. What's your answer? Time's up. So what's your answer again, Miss Daph? Letter C. Okay, so let's find out if your answer is correct. So you got it right. You got the correct answer. So you and Miss April got 5 points. So I will not kaning explain na lang the choices of question number 11 since natakol naman nato siya the last number. So let's move on na lang to the last number, which is the number 12. So who wants to answer? Who wants to read? Yes, Miss Harrison Singh. And please choose someone to answer question number 12. Question number 12, which is the last number. Okay, okay, so let's have Miss Hara Swansing to read question number 12 and Miss Leia to answer question number 12.
For question number 12, please support recent alternative methods of assessment. Which of the following will she not likely to use? Letter A, developing portfolios. Letter B, oral presentation. Letter C,
Kasi
multiple
lamig
choice
ipa-answer
test.
Gabs
Or
kinalasa.
letter D, reflective journal writing.
Kinay may wala maka-answer.
Kasi mo.
Okay, so Miss
My answer is
Miss Leia, your time starts now.
letter
Yes, attendance.
Okay, your time's up, Miss Leia. So what's your answer? Pao nga sa nadong oy? What's your answer again, Miss Leia Waskin?
letter C, name Ara.
Letter C. Okay, so let's find out if your answer is correct. Your answer is letter C. Okay, so you got the correct answer. So automatic, you and Miss Hara got 5 points. Multiple choice tests can be used to test factual recall, levels of understanding, and ability to apply learning. Multiple choice tests can also be an excellent pre-assessment indicator of student knowledge as well as a source for a post-test discussion. Now let's find out why those 3 choices is not the correct answer. So, dalion na lang tani guys, kay bro nagsugod na pud ako music ang sinunod.
Ipabasa lang, ipabasa.
Okay, so I want you to read Developing Portfolio, Mr. Jeffrey Dichos. Paano po puso? Jeff? Nasa Jeff? I want you to read Developing Portfolios so that I can...
Developing portfolios are personalized, long-term documentation of student mastery of course material.
Okay, so Developing Portfolio... Stop na Jeff. Thank you, Jeff. So Developing portfolio is not the correct answer because it is an essential element of portfolios that students reflections on their own learning and progression towards the mastery of the material documented in the portfolio. And for the second, we have oral presentation. I want you to read Miss Jasmine.
Yes?
I want you to read oral presentation.
Okay, so in a public speaking or simply presentation consists of an individual, group, suitably addressing an audience on particular topic. Rather.
Oral presentation is not the answer because it is a form of assessment that calls on students to use the spoken word to express their knowledge and understanding of a topic. It allows capture not only the research that the students have done but also a range of cognitive and transferable skills. And for the last option, we have the reflective oral writing. I want you to read Ms. Cabardo. Nasi Cabardo. I want you to read reflective oral writing. So it is wrong because it involves critically analyzing all experience, recording how it has impacted you and what you plan to do with your new knowledge. It can help you to reflect on a deeper level, as the act of getting something down on paper often helps to think and experience through. So that's all for tonight. So ang score di ay kay everyone got 20 points plus attendance. I'll give you 10 points for the attendance. So ang total score kay 30 points and kamutanan kay na 30 points except ni Velia Campa, which is not around. And for the oral presentation, di ay kay okay na ang oral presentation. So kamutanan kay nakakuha og 30 points. So thank you everyone for listening and for your active participation. So before I will end this session, allow me to end this with a quote. Assessments are critical to the educational process. Without them, teachers would never know when to move on to the next subject or how to help students understand concepts better. Thank you everyone for listening.